Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're getting on with the next part of my LT50 project. I know a lot of people are waiting for me to start tearing down the engine, but as you can probably tell, I'm still in the process of moving out of my house. The LT50 is actually down here in a million pieces, so that's going to be boxed up soon and get ready to move to the new house. So yeah, basically I've had a couple of requests to do the handbrake lock, or the rear brake lock on the handlebar. So I've gone and bought all the bits, and I thought a nice little quick video just to keep us going, to keep this project moving. And yeah, so let's take a little look.
And if you get value from this video, hit the like button and subscribe to support this channel.
Right then guys, so obviously the quad is all stripped now, so I've had to kind of lay everything out. So I've got the steering column here with the bars and obviously the brake. That's all I really need to show you what to do here. I've got the cables attached to the pull start housing, and I basically just wound the nut down, so obviously the return spring is working. So obviously I can just show you guys it functioning. Now obviously if you look at the actual lock itself, you'll actually see on my lock that I'm actually missing some parts. So you can see the pin is there, and obviously the scroll pin that stops it obviously falling out. But if I push this down and apply it, it stays in, so it doesn't actually release. So I'm actually missing a spring, which is obviously the return. Now there is a rubber boot as well. So yeah, so basically I've gone and purchased everything. So I've got a new rubber boot, I've got a new pin, I've got a new spring, and also a new scroll pin that locks it in place. Now the whole lot came to about £30. To be honest with you, if you look at the spring, was about £15 on its own. So without the spring, the rest of it's pretty cheap. It was the spring that was the dear part, but the thing is, it's a funny size. It's not like a pen spring or anything, so I don't know where you'd get anything else to substitute that. So like I say, I just went and bought it genuine. I bought it off motorbikespares.com. They're pretty good, and I got to be honest, I had it probably within a week. Not as fast as like eBay or anything, but you know, it's not too bad. So yeah, let's go and pull the old one apart. Right then, so the first thing we're going to do is remove the bolt and remove the lever. So it's just a 10mm spanner and an Allen key, and we can go ahead and remove that. Now obviously the cable, you can probably remove the cable first, but if you take this bolt off, you can just twist the lever and then remove that out the way. So as you can see here, we've got this little raised edge. Now what actually happens is, as we pull this down, the pin actually locks behind here, which is what actually holds the lever on, and then when it releases, it allows it to move. So it's quite a simple design really. But now we've got this out the way, we can basically remove the pin. So I'm going to have to remove my old scroll pin. Now I'm actually struggling for tools at the moment because I'm obviously, a lot of my stuff's in storage. So I'm just going to remove this scroll pin. All you need is a pair of pliers just to pull it out, but I'm going to see if I can find something else to do that. Right then guys, so we're going to put this back together. So here's our new pin. Now obviously you're going to have to line it up with the hole inside, which can be a little bit fiddly. Right, so now the pin is pushed into place. Obviously make sure you apply a little bit of grease to the pin when you put it in. Now the next thing I'm going to do is refit the lever. So there's our nut. Now we want this lever in so that basically it holds the pin. So obviously if it's down there, the pin's going to fall inside, which is not a good idea. So I'm just going to reattach the cable. So again, I'm doing it the opposite way to last time, but there you go. So that's going to stay, and now that pin is going to stay there, because what we don't want when we're trying to assemble it all, we don't want the pin falling inside. So we're just going to leave the pin there. I will just nip this bolt up now so I don't forget about it. There we go. That's nice and tight. That's nice and free. So, and that's not falling inside. So the next thing we're going to do is put the spring over. Now here's where it starts to get a bit awkward, because what we need to do is we need to apply the boot and then locate the lock pin. So obviously in this pin is a drill hole, as you can see by there. It's got this little, pull it around a little bit, it's got this drill hole, and what we need to do is we need to insert the scroll lock pin into that hole. Now that could be difficult enough, but what makes it even more difficult is the actual rubber boot has a hole in it, and basically there's a circle or kind of mold in that pin locates into this boot, and then what you do is you push the clip through the boot and then locates into the pin. So you need to line that hole in the rubber boot with the hole in the pin. So you need to put it there, kind of hold the spring back a bit, and then we need to apply the boot, and then we need to push the boot all the way down, and then you'll feel the pin kind of putting pressure on your finger, and that's how you know that you've got it all the way on. And then I'm just going to basically try and wiggle it round to line up the hole, and you'll feel if you apply pressure to the pin, it'll kind of there you go. And now you can see there, now if I turn that round, that has actually started to go into the hole, and I'm just going to keep tapping that all the way home. Obviously you would use a hammer, but again I got no tools, so keep tapping that. There we go. So we've tapped that pin now till it's flush with the rubber boot, and that is all assembled. So now if we pull him back and apply our handbrake and release, it stays, and as soon as we press our brake, oh, and look at that. It's really simple, guys, but you've got to make sure you line up the two holes when you put it back together. So yeah, I hope this video was helped you guys. It's a really simple thing, and you know, for the sake of 30 quid, I think it's well worth, you know, buying the part and doing it tidy. Like you say, if you've already got the pin and the scroll pin, I would probably advise replacing the scroll pin no matter what, because the old one on here was really chewed, and yeah, it wasn't in the best of condition, so I would definitely replace that. But if your pin is in good condition, basically I wouldn't worry about reusing that. I think the pin, yeah, the pin was about £2, so that's not really a lot. It's funny because the boot, the pin, and obviously the scroll pin was really cheap. It was the spring was the money, and that's what people tend to lose. So yeah, like I said before, it's all working now, so it's ready for when we get this bike back together. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and
if you get value from this video, hit the like button and subscribe to support this channel.